Well, now it's time for Halloween, and he says that Yuge and Jack are going to join them for Halloween. And he was really excited because this time he was going to plan accordingly and not dress up like a Nazi. Apparently, the party was taking place at Toronto Soho House. And you guys, all I can think of is, does that establishment have some sort of product placement deal with this book? The number of times they talk about Soho House. I mean, Soho House in London has been mentioned about 4 times already. Now we're talking about Soho House in Toronto. Like, what is the deal? Anyway, apparently that's just like when they go out, they go to Soho House. And that's where the big party is going to be. And the theme is the apocalypse. So not wanting to give away who he was and also wanting to really bring it as far as costumes go. And he says to Meg, look, I haven't had great luck with fancy themed dress-up parties, so I'm a little worried about this, but maybe you could help me. And we have this whole scene that is like supposed to mirror his time with Kate and William, except this time he's being encouraged by somebody who cares about him and not somebody who's secretly trying to bring down his downfall. He says that he had asked his actor friend Tom Hardy if he could borrow the costume from Mad Max. Okay, I don't know anything about anything when it comes to how movies are made. But would Tom Hardy have the costume? Like, doesn't that belong to the costume department or whoever made the movie? I don't know. I mean, maybe they give you things. Like, yeah, I know that some actresses are gifted certain things, like certain dresses from set sometimes. I mean, I've heard of that happening from time to time. We all know how Johnny Depp got his hands on that dress for Amber Heard. So it's possible that he had something. I just find that odd. I don't know. Y'all will tell me in the comments. Y'all know things. Would he have had the costume from Mad Max? Anyway, apparently Harry got his hands on a costume, and a fairly good one. And he says that he brings it with him, and he brings it all the way to Canada, and he's in the bathroom, and he goes and he tries it on, and he comes out, and Meg just laughs so hard, and she just can't believe it. She's just roaring with laughter. It's all so funny. It's a little bit scary, but also the main thing is he's not recognizable, so no one can judge him for his costume choice. And then he goes on to tell us what Meg is wearing. Meg, meanwhile, wore torn black shorts, camo top, fishnet stockings. If that's the apocalypse, I thought, bring on the end of the world. What a gross thing to say. Anyway, he says that the party was loud and drunk and dark. Really, it was ideal is what it was. And he says that, you know, people did some double takes as Meg passed through the room, but they didn't look twice at him, and you know, he was disguised in every way. And he says he wishes that he could take it onto the set of Suits because he'd love to go watch her film. Unfortunately, he made a grievous mistake by Googling, oh my gosh, dudes, quit Googling. Stop Googling about your symptoms. Stop Googling all this garbage about the girl you're dating. You don't want her to Google, but you're good with it. Anyway, to the point. He had made the mistake of Googling and watching some of her love scenes from Suits. I'd witnessed her and a castmate mauling each other in some sort of office or conference room. It would take electric shock therapy to get those images out of my head. And I didn't need to see such things live. Still, the point was moot. The next day was Sunday, so she wasn't working anyway. But then everything was rendered moot. Everything was changed forever. Because the next day was when the news of our relationship broke. And nothing was ever going to be the same again. He says that when the news broke wide open, they just sat there and stared at their phones anxiously, wondering what was going to happen next. I guarantee you she loved every minute of this. Finally, the thing she's been working so hard for. And in fact, you know, they said that the truth is they had been tipped off that this was going to happen. Apparently, right before they were going off to the Halloween party, they'd been told that another apocalypse was about to happen. This is just, I mean, do they think that they're this important, that the whole world is going to revolve around their, you know, new union? Anyway, they sit there and have this super dramatic conversation. Meg, are you ready for what's headed our way? Kinda, are you? Yes. We were sitting on her sofa moments before I left for the airport. Are you scared, though? I mean, really, it's going to be so crazy, and I'm so worried about how you're going to handle it. And she says, yes, well, no, Maybe I'm scared. We'll see. But listen, you guys, listen to this.
Well, we're going to be hunted. It's no two ways about it.
I'll just treat it as if we're in the bush in Botswana. And she goes on to remind him of what he'd said in Botswana when the lions were roaring. Trust me, I'll keep you safe, is what he had said. And she wants him to know that she believed him then, and she believes him now. So here we are. Here she is. Let me give you your little compliment for the day, you know. Let me give you a little ego boost to keep you coming back for more. So here she is, planting this whole storyline for him to live off. Here's her planting this narrative. Remember, you're the big, strong guy, okay? You're going to protect us, but especially you're going to protect me, okay? Now remember, you couldn't protect your mother, but you can protect me. And whatever comes along, you cannot let the same thing that happened to Mummy happen to me, okay? So bear that in mind. I'm relying on you to keep me safe. Okay, so she doesn't go say that explicitly, but that's where we're going with this, okay? But she does say, I believed you then and I believe you now. Believed you in Botswana that you'd save me from the lions, and I believe you'll save me now. So here we go with this just very, very juvenile, it's us against the world narrative.